staying with education, the Minister of State in charge of tertiary education, Professor Kwesi Ankah, says government is confident that tertiary institutions in the country will have minimum challenges admitting the first batch of the free SHS graduates. The minister says even though there are challenges, government will provide the needed resources to ensure that the tertiary institutions will not compromise on quality but improve the standards. At the University of Education, Winneba was full of praise for the management of the university for using their internally generated funds to support infrastructure that will enable a smooth admission process. Richard Kojo-Nyako has more on this story.
In August 2020, government expects an unusually high numbers of students to enter the country's tertiary institutions. But ahead of the period of admissions, the universities are expected to be cushioned in order to meet the demands ahead. Minister of State in charge of tertiary education, Professor Kwesi Ankah, who has been touring tertiary institutions in the country, assessing their readiness, says government is oblivious of the quality debate and will not do anything to compromise it.
It's not the sheer numbers we want, but ensuring that the student-lecturer ratio is favorable enough to ensure that we don't sacrifice quality for mere numbers. I'm very impressed about the foresight of the VC management and staff, having taken up the challenge in anticipating the huge numbers expected. The number of fresh, huge, large lecture theatres, about 8 or so of them. I'm also impressed about the readiness or near readiness of the hostels that are being put up. I'm told that about 20% of the student body live on campus. But fortunately, there are quite a number of opportunities beyond campus where students have been residing. This hostel behind us, with a capacity of about 4,000 students, very, very good news.
Professor Ankah praised the University of Education, Winneba, for using their internally generated funds productively and urged them to ensure that nothing poisons the academic environment.
Happily for this university, there are not too many ongoing projects that are waiting for Gov't funding. That is good news. Most of the projects here, about 90% or so, yes, are being funded by internally generated IGF. And it's a very good issue to raise because it demonstrates the productive use of the IGF, and I'm congratulating this university. What I've urged of the Vice Chancellor and management is for them to ensure peace and stability on campus. This is an extraordinary year, the beginning of a new decade. There are so many expectations. The beginning of a series of admissions that would otherwise be very frightening, will make us more anxious. Let's ensure that we have a stable campus, a stable university. We are going to visit the other campuses.
The ongoing projects at the university are made up of lecture halls, halls of residence, hospital, and accommodation facilities for lecturers. Richard Kojo-Nyako, Joy News, Winneba.